when I teach individuals for the first time, I don't focus on actionable items. I don't teach them breakouts or trends or support and resistance or learning to analyze a company from a fundamental point of view. I don't do any of that. I talk about emotions and the need to eliminate emotions from one's trading. Because you can be knowledgeable and talented and educated and still become one of the many failed traders or investors of the world. There are more failures than successes in this line of work. And that's unfortunate. But we have to analyze and understand why those failures occur so you don't become one of them. I don't want you to join the body of piled up corpses of failed traders, or be in the corner crying yourself to sleep at night because you lost and blew up your trading account. So we have to learn how to avoid failure oftentimes in order to reach success. And eliminating emotions from your trading is a key component of doing that. Now, making and losing money by its nature creates a lot of emotions. Now, almost inevitably, when I talk about these concepts with a new individual, I get that, let's get onto the good stuff, or get that sense of, of course I'm in control of my emotions. Well, until you've been in a situation, you don't know how you're going to react. And if you're new to trading or new to investing, it's arrogance of the highest order to know how that you're going to know how to you react to certain situations. But what I want each individual, what I want each of you to do is to become like the Terminator. And not the crappy Terminators. I want you to become the badass Terminator of Arnold Schwarzenegger of Terminator 1. Leather jacket, ratted jeans, full 80s effect, cold, calculated killer of trades and investments. The original Terminator had no emotion. Well, none of the Terminators had emotions, but the model I always think of is Arnold walking in, program in his head. He knew his objective. He knew his mission. In the original Terminator, Terminator 1, there was no cheesy lines or any of that crap. He just knew what he had to do, and he did it. He didn't care who he killed. He didn't care what he had to do. He had his objective, and he attempted to accomplish that objective without any emotion intact. And that's what I want individuals when they are in the midst of analyzing or entering a trade or entering an investment, totally devoid of emotions. Now, like I said, most new traders or most new investors, they think they're like that. They think they're, I'm a cold calculated Arnold. Absolutely, I'm the Terminator. When really they're the kid that's crying in that YouTube video where he's saying, leave Britney alone. That classic video. That's really what they are. And it's not their fault. It's not that there's anything wrong. It's because, but they don't even know the emotions that they're about to experience when they enter those first trades, when they enter those first investments, when that first trade goes against them and they lose money, or that investment starts to not perform as well as expected. They become that kid wanting to leave Britney alone. That's, if they're so arrogant to think that they are already without emotions, that's oftentimes the effect. And so we have to be cognizant, and we have to be self-aware enough to realize that we're going to experience emotions if we've never traded before, if we've never invested on our own before, that we did not even know we were capable of. Emotions like self-doubt or greed, fear, panic, desperation, things that we might not encounter in our normal day-to-day life. We might have experience at our job and enough experience in our, running our households and managing our personal relationships that we have that all in check, that we're a well-balanced individual. Well, this can change. You won't even recognize sometimes the individuals you become in the midst of a losing trade. You become the desperate gambler in Vegas who's doubling up in blackjack every other hand in order to chase their money. Now, is that calculated? Is that smart? Of course not. But in front of that computer, as we're making trades, oftentimes it doesn't feel like real money. And so winning, losing, we get caught up in that. Emotions take over, leads to bad decisions. Bad decisions, when they're compounded, well, can lead to you losing the money in your account or taking severe losses that you might not be able to sustain, that you definitely didn't plan for. But if we're in control of our emotions, if we have a plan, if we have an objective, if we acquire the education, the training, and then start to develop the talent necessary, and then apply that in a calculated manner each and every time, we know how we're going to act if the market goes against us. We know how we're going to act if the trade goes in our favor or against us. We know what our action is, and we are disciplined enough to follow through each and every time. So be aware of your emotions. Become the Terminator. Become that guy or that version. I think Terminator 3 had a woman. Become that gal. Become calculated, emotionless in your trading. And if you can't sleep at night, well, then you need to maybe take a step back. Trading and investing isn't for everyone. But if you can control your emotions and become calculated in your decisions, then it might be for you.